I grew up in Christchurch, and although I was born in Dunedin, and after our Dunedin years we travelled to the United Kingdom, where my father studied anaesthetics, and we had about 3 years in London before returning to Christchurch. So most of my years were in Christchurch, and we had a wonderful family upbringing with holidays spent either over at Chartres Bay on Banks Peninsula, or in alternate years we would explore different parts of New Zealand in a caravan. When we could swim, we were allowed to sail, and at the age of 12, although it happens at a much younger stage now, we were allowed to ski. So we had wonderful opportunities. I was brought up in a medical family. My parents were doctors. My father, as I've said, was an anaesthetist. And although we were not pressurised in any way at all to follow the medical track, it was an environment to which we were very accustomed. And in my later years at school, I too decided that I would do medicine. But I had had a very good all-round background and was interested in sport as well as the academic side of life, and interested in socialising, and began at Canterbury University but got very much involved in the hockey scene. And at that stage too, to be accepted in the more elite hockey world, it was an advantage to be a smoker and to have the occasional lager. But it was the only time as a family we were bribed, and that was that if we didn't smoke until we were 21, we would be given $100. And that was enough of an incentive to stop me from smoking, for which I am most grateful, because of having started, it would not have been easy to stop. I was the oldest of 4 children, and my brother, the youngest one, 10 years younger, when it came to receiving his $100, he's perhaps the one with the best business head, and he was not impressed. He felt that father should have given him a cost of living increase, but I don't think he ever received that. So I began at Canterbury University and had a very good year, but played too much hockey and didn't concentrate sufficiently on the academic work. I had thought of going down to Dunedin the following year, but in the interim had been encouraged to have an informal visit at the Christchurch Hospital in the physiotherapy department. Miss Joan Durbridge took me round, and I was very interested and impressed by the work which they were doing, but still had my heart set on medicine for the following year. As I left the department, I was handed an application form for the New Zealand School of Physiotherapy, and when I returned home, I remember lying on the floor and filling out this form and popping it in the post. To my astonishment, I did get into the New Zealand School of Physiotherapy and decided to follow that up the following year.